That's a beautiful dumpling. That's a very good California roll right there. I'm quite surprised at the flavor depth of the curry. Hi folks, welcome to another episode of Gourmet on the Road. And in this episode, we're going to be tasting something very different. Very different as opposed to what we've tasted in other episodes in the past. So stick around till the end of the episode to know more. Hello. So we're sitting here at Big Wong XL, a Pan-Asian restaurant in Koramangala, Bangalore, and not too far away from the Food Lovers office. And I discovered this restaurant on a new restaurant booking app called Eatigo. Eatigo is a restaurant booking app that's based in the Far East. So they have the app in Singapore, Malaysia, and different countries in the region. And they're also now available in India, in Mumbai, Pune, and recently Bangalore. So we were invited by the folks at Eatigo to check out the app. So I've seen this restaurant when I've been driving on this road, and I've always been intrigued by this restaurant but have never stepped in. So when I saw this restaurant on the Eatigo app, I said I must check it out. Now the Eatigo app is an interesting restaurant booking app in the sense that when you make a reservation, you pick a time slot, and based on the time slot that you pick up, you avail of a certain discount. And on the app, I've seen discounts from 15% all the way to 50%. So the restaurant decides the discount based on the time of the booking. So we've booked here at Big Wong XL for 12 noon, and hopefully we will avail of a 50% discount on the Eatigo app. I must also mention that although we've been invited by Eatigo to use the app, we are going to review our meal here at Big Wong XL like we do any episode of Gourmet on the Road. So the food here has to do the talking. So let's see what a meal at Big Wong XL is all about. Now the menu here at Big Wong seems quite comprehensive and elaborate for the Pan-Asian restaurant that it is. So there's a range of dishes on offer here. And in addition to the main menu, they also have a poke bowl concept. But since this is my first visit here, I'm going to stick to a few staples that you would typically order in a Pan-Asian restaurant. So I want to begin with the sushi, and we will also do some dimsums. So to begin with, we've ordered an assortment of sushi and dimsum, just to begin the meal on a lighter note. I like the chilled out vibe of the restaurant. It doesn't feel like an overly dressed Pan-Asian restaurant. So it's just got these subtle Pan-Asian accents, maybe in the colors that are used. It's a sort of restaurant that puts you at ease, but of course, we need for the food to do the talking. There are 4 sushis that I've ordered. Typically, the sushi here is served in portions of 8, but I wanted to taste more than 1 or 2 sushis. So I've ordered 4 sushis. So typically, this is 1 portion of sushi. This is the asparagus tempura sushi. This is the vegetarian tempura sushi. And of course, this is the California roll. This is supposed to be a signature sushi out here, which is the rainbow sushi. So I'm going to begin with the vegetarian tempura. Sushi into the soya. I think this is a well-made sushi. You've got the perfect balance of the fillings inside, which is the vegetable, then you've got the rice, and the rice is also vinegar. So you've got a hint of that sourness that comes in from the rice. I like the texture crunch of the tempura, which is on top. So you've got the softness of the rice, you've got the crunch of the vegetables, and then you've got the crunch of the tempura on top. Next I'm going to taste the asparagus tempura. So you can see the asparagus has been coated in a tempura batter, fried, and then that's rolled into this sushi. And you also have these black sesame seeds on top. I love that asparagus tempura roll. You have the crunch of the tempura, you've got the fresh crunch of the asparagus, and then you have that creaminess of the mayonnaise that takes over. going to get a bit of the wasabi into my soy. Next we're going to try some of the non-vegetarian sushi. But before that, some gari. So the gari or pickled ginger is great. It just helps refresh the palate in between the sushi. Rainbow sushi here, and I'm told this is a speciality of Big Wong XL. So it's a combination of the salmon, the tuna, avocado and the crab stick that's rolled inside and also wrapped out on some of the pieces. I'm going to taste this just by itself. Some soy. It definitely comes alive with the soy, and when you have a piece of the sushi with some tuna on it, because the tuna has that flavor, the salmon not so much, and the crab stick definitely not as much flavor as the tuna. So you need a piece of the rainbow sushi with the tuna for it to really make an impact on your palate. So I found the second piece of the sushi to be a lot more interesting than the first. So I've got my California roll here with the crab stick. There's some avocado in there, some mayo, and topped with the tobiko or the flying fish roll. You certainly taste the creaminess of the avocado and the mayo, and you get these tiny flavor pops of the tobiko or the flying fish roll. And I think that's what makes this interesting. That's a very good California roll right there. I love the pickled ginger. It just cleanses your palate of all the flavors. And that's what I'm doing as I wait for the next set of dishes here at Big Wong, which are going to be the dimsums. So I have my dimsums or dumplings here. We've got two vegetarians. So this is the translucent vegetarian dumpling. I like these in a money bag sort of a pouch. And then you have another dumpling here which is in the Thai spicy herbs, I'm told. And then you have the chili flake dumpling here. And last but not the least, you've got the pok choy wrapped chicken dumplings. Now typically here the dim sums are served in portions of 4, but I've asked for a mix and match just so that I can taste more than 1 or 2 dumplings. So I'm going to start with the translucent wedge dumplings. So there are some peppers in this, I'm told, and also some mushrooms. You know, just looking at the color in there, you know this is going to be a flavorful pop. So you've got the vegetables and you've got that heat that comes from the peppers. Definitely the sort of dim sum if you like robust spicy flavors. So I'm going to go for this Thai spiced dim sums. The sauce. So there's some peanuts there, there's some spring onions, and in a spicy sort of a peanut sauce. And inside the dumpling you have a flavorful filling with a bit of a tang. I'm going to taste this once again with some of that spicy peanut chili sauce. The vegetable filling inside is quite soft, quite giving, barring for the crunch of the water chestnuts. But this is definitely a spirited dumpling. It's not a dumpling that's low in flavor. It's not a dumpling that's subtly flavored. These are full-on flavor-packed dumplings. So if you like them spicy, you will like them. But if you want something mellow, these are perhaps not the dumpling for you. So this is a chicken chili flake dumpling. The casing of this dumpling feels much thicker than the 2 vegetarian dumplings that I've tried. And perhaps for good reason, since it's floating on this chung fun sauce. You've also got some chili on top and perhaps some scallions too. Again, this is a dumpling that doesn't hold back on flavor. When you order for something which says spicy chili flakes, that's what you expect. The flavor is great, but I just wish that the wrapper was a little thinner. It just feels a little doughy on the palate. So last but not the least, we're going to go for the chicken dumpling. The good thing about dumplings is the fact that they are steamed, and therefore you can eat as many as you want. It's a healthy sort of a dish to have. That's a beautiful dumpling. You got the chicken that's well seasoned, that's well marinated, and you got loads of umami flavors on the palate. And then you have that herbaceous vegetable crunch of the bok choy. That's a great dumpling. It's got the perfect balance in terms of the flavor of the filling inside and the way it balances against the flavors of the wrapper, which is the bok choy in this case. In fact, this one is so good that I'm going to have the second dumpling as well. They have some sauces here as well, which traditionally go with the dumpling. But I think each one of the dumplings that I've ordered has been so flavorful and complete in itself that you really don't need those sauces. And this bok choy wrapped chicken dumpling is a great example of that. So you've got the chicken dumpling, which is then wrapped in a bok choy leaf and steamed. You got the wrapper that's doing nothing else but just holding the flavors of the meat within and transporting that safely to your mouth. That's really what a great dumpling is all about.
Crispy spinach and corn.
Okay, thank you.
Thai coconut flour.
So is this a small portion or a?
Small portion, there is 4 pieces.
And a large portion has?
6 or 8 pieces.
So the good thing about this restaurant is that many of the dishes here you can order in small or sharing portions. So when it's a small portion, it's something like this. So for instance, I've ordered this prawn and there are I think 4 odd pieces in this. So it's good enough for 1 or 2 people if you're ordering a few other dishes as well. And then you have the sharing portion. So I guess which is good for a larger family or a group. So I've got 2 appetizers that I've ordered here. So one is the crispy spinach and corn, and then you have the Thai style coconut prawn. I like the fact here that the spinach, you have the entire spinach leaves and not spinach that's shredded into ribbons. You taste the bite, you taste the flavor of the spinach leaf. And then you have the corn, which I think is dusted in some cornstarch and then fried rather rapidly to allow for both the spinach and the corn to retain that crunch. You can definitely taste the garlic, and you have the mellow heat of the chili flakes that you see in this dish right here. It's a simple dish but tasty nonetheless. Next I'm going to taste the prawn, the Thai prawn in a chili coconut sauce. It's also got these curry leaves on top, so I suspect that's going to impart its own flavor. I mean, this is an interesting dish for sure. So on the palate you're tasting the sweetness of the coconut milk. I suspect there's probably also some sugar that's added into it. And then you have the spicy chili glaze and its mellow warmth at the back of your throat. And the roasted curry leaf gives it a nice herbaceous lift. If you like your prawns, this is definitely a dish to taste here. I also like the unctuous thickness of the sauce that's coated the prawn completely. So you're tasting the flavor of that sauce in every bite of the prawn. This has definitely been the dish for me here at Big Wong. So after tasting all the sushi, the dimsums and those appetizers, there's very little space that I have left to taste more dishes. So I'm just tasting from the bowl section in the menu. So I've got this Cambodian lamb that I've ordered for, and this is served with some sticky rice. So this is a bowl for 1 person. But if you've eaten all the dishes that I've eaten, probably 2 people can easily share this bowl. This is a sticky rice. What I like about the sticky rice is the fact that it all clumps together. When you take some of the gravy and pour it over your sticky rice, the rice helps you carry all those flavors to your mouth. This is definitely a curry that is fortified not just with coconut and the curry paste that's gone into it, but I think I also taste the pungent notes of a shrimp paste. So you've got some curry leaves, you've got the lemongrass. In fact, I'm quite surprised at the flavor depth of the curry. This lamb is cooked perfectly. It's got that bite, but it yields so gently on the palate. This curry has layers of flavor, from the creamy coconut to the curry paste to the shrimp paste to the garlic. This curry packs a flavorful punch. Thank you. So I have my bill right here, and if you look, I've received a 50% discount on food on my bill here. So as I mentioned right at the beginning of this episode, I made the booking at Big Wong XL using the Eatigo app. And because I made a booking at this restaurant using the Eatigo app for that 12 noon slot, I've received a 50% discount on the food bill. Of course, the discount is only on the food and not on any beverages. So if you're looking to dine at some interesting restaurants in the city and avail of the discounts, do look up the Eatigo app. So if you're in Koramangala and want to check out some robust Pan-Asian flavors, do check out Big Wong XL. It's certainly worth a visit. Until the next episode of Gourmet on the Road, stay safe and happy eating. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, share and leave a comment. If you'd like to support Food Lovers TV, do log on to foodlovers.in and hit the Support Food Lovers banner. Links in the description below. Happy eating!